You've
I'm
probably
telling you,
witnessed
these countries are calling us up, kissing my ass. They are dying to make a deal. Please, please, sir, make a deal. I'll do anything. I'll do anything, sir.
And Trump probably right. We analyzed the executive orders Trump signed during his office straight from the Federal Register, and what we found isn't just aggressive, it's dangerous. When you dig into Trump's executive orders, the dots start to join. It's not just bluster, it's a blueprint for domination through chaos. So yeah, when Trump says the world will kiss his ass, he's not joking. First, Trump had zero whatsoever intent in making meaningful deals with other countries. The so-called deals were all a distraction, just like how Trump claimed tariffs would be paid by other countries, so Americans wouldn't have to pay income tax, which never happened. Instead, American small and medium businesses took the hit. Just look at his foreign policy orders. Trump paused foreign corruption enforcement. Why? So that his guys can bribe and manipulate foreign officials more efficiently. Trump's not fighting corruption, he's franchising it, you know? Corruption no longer illegal so long you do it patriotically. Second, Trump is shoring up military and defense capabilities, combining that with his push for mineral resources and his decision to exit the World Health Organization, and it starts to make sense. Coal has historically been an essential energy source for heavy industry, including manufacturing weapons, machinery, and military vehicles. In a wartime economy, countries often turn to coal to keep factories running at full capacity, especially during times of war, when there might be disruptions to other energy sources. Environmentalists, don't worry, Trump has a plan to fight climate change. It's simple. Slow down and destroy the economy so nobody can afford to pollute the environment. Genius, right? Can't drive a car if you can't afford petrol, or if you have to sell your car just to buy groceries. After all, Trump's trade war isn't about economics, it's about manufacturing poverty, creating a desperate enough population to feed his growing military agenda. This whole trade war isn't about beating China, it's about making Americans poor enough to say, screw it, I'll join Trump's US Army for $2 an hour and a MAGA bucket hat. Americans will line up for conscription to go to the front lines themselves, just to survive. When the economy's gutted and basic needs are out of reach, war becomes a job, not a choice. Third, Trump's executive orders, removing barriers in artificial intelligence and eliminating information silos, when combined, amount to a systematic dismantling of key safeguards on sensitive government data. Together, they've opened the floodgates, allowing federal agencies and, by extension, their contractors to tap into massive troves of U.S. government information. And it's not just domestic data like IRS records, infrastructure blueprints, or military logistics. We're talking foreign intelligence, surveillance feeds, diplomatic cables, cyber operations, even international defense strategies. And guess who's conveniently positioned to plug into all of it? None other than Elon Musk's newly minted Department of Government Efficiency. With the collapse of data silos that once protected state secrets, Elon Musk's AI systems can now legally binge on classified intelligence like it's Netflix. Tax returns, foreign spy dossiers, maybe even nuclear codes and protocols, served up to a meme-fueled chatbot that could one day recommend tactical airstrikes in Comic Sans. Thanks to Trump's data free-for-all policy, it's the infrastructure for military-grade AI weaponization. It's a prototype for power with unforeseeable consequences. Fourth, Trump pressuring the Federal Reserve to lower interest rates can benefit him in several key ways. By publicly attacking the Federal Reserve and pressuring it to follow his demands, Trump undermines the independence of monetary policy. That opens the door for centralized, politicized control over the economy, which Trump could exploit to reward allies and punish enemies financially. Just look at how he's targeted law firms, universities, and anyone who dares oppose him. And we've already seen how he operates, using power not to govern, but to settle scores. Now, imagine that same vindictive approach applied not just to interest rates, but to credit access, business loans, and even tariffs. Personally, Trump has long relied on debt to finance his private businesses. Lower interest rates mean cheaper borrowing costs and lower payments on existing variable rate loans. If the Fed cuts rates, Trump's businesses directly benefit by saving millions on debt servicing. Not to mention, Trump's push for rate cuts came soon after the stock market crashed sharply. We all know what follows a rate cut, a short-term stock market boost. And who stands to gain from that? Fifth, Trump is steamrolling Congress. He's issuing orders like he's the CEO of America Incorporated, not the president of a democracy. Trump's treating Congress like that group chat you mute and never open. Trump's signing orders faster than you can say checks and balances are for losers. Regulations, deregulated, Congress, who cares? There's no doubt that Trump's tariffs will wreak havoc on global supply chains and logistics. Even if you believe Trump is clueless, his advisors certainly aren't. They know exactly what these moves will trigger: a crash in stock market, a plunging US dollar, and a destabilized global economy. But here's the twist: that chaos isn't a problem, it's the feature. While average Americans brace for losses of livelihood and rising cost of living, Trump and his inner circle are quietly profiting off the very instability they helped create. It's a classic play: manufacture crisis, cash in on the fallout. Look no further than Trump's meme coins, millions raked in for the Trump family. This isn't populism, it's economic sabotage wrapped in red hats and rally chants. A grift not just on America, but on the world. Trump's tariffs are effectively preventing small and medium-sized American businesses to do business with the rest of the world. As a result, Larger corporations with their larger inventories gain a significant market advantage, on top of serving as distractions and buying time for Elon Musk's operations. This contributes to a systemic consolidation of economic power, likely related or beneficial to Trump and his allies. Given current trends, it wouldn't be surprising to see figures like Elon Musk and Trump collaborate on ventures in areas like AI-driven weaponry in the foreseeable future. At this rate, Thomas Matthew Crooks might go down in history as the guy who almost prevented World War III with one badly timed bullet.
We got a poster here. So did you make the poster?
I did make the poster.
And you printed it?
I had a store printed for me, and I got it laminated. It cost me $40.
Are you just making the statement to the convention goers?
No, I mean, this isn't a joke or anything like that. I truly do believe that he is, in some sense, an American hero. What made him an American hero was he stood up to a dictatorship.
Remember, this is all just some fun video by a monkey in a suit. Have some bananas and stay positive.
Okay, I think it's done now. Shit. Now let's try to flip that hoe. God damn!